Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me. So, my friend here just posted a question that I want to address. It's a question that I never received before, but I've seen it a few times on Facebook. And this is plastic surgery vegan? Now, I'm going to be talking about two different things. I'm going to be talking about if it's actually ethical and if it's actually like moral and ethical and if it's actually vegan. Okay, so the first question is plastic surgery vegan? And there's two different types of vegans actually. Now, the original definition when Donald Watson coined the term vegan in November 1944, there was really no official definition until 1979 when the Vegan Society became a registered charity. So, veganism to him meant to be compassionate towards all other living beings, to be loving and compassionate towards non human animals. And what he specifically said in 2005 when he was read a book. So basically, he was read a book by a friend, and this friend also knew Dr. Will Tuttle. And he called up Dr. Will Tuttle, this friend that was reading the book to Donald Watson. And Donald Watson coined the term in 1944. And when this friend talked to Dr. Will Tuttle, he said, Will, right now I am with Donald Watson. He is, in his lying in his deathbed, and I'm reading him your book, The World Peace Diet. And he said that this is the book that literally he was thinking of when he created the word vegan in 1944. So in 1944, basically, it meant to be compassionate, loving, caring towards other beings. We understood that there was immense violence pertaining to dairy and eggs. And so that is what it was. And in 1979, when the Vegan Society actually created the definition, that was precisely what they said. So veganism means basically to refrain from any harm to animals. And in dietary terms, it means from refraining as much as possible and practicable from any product that includes animals or animal ingredients. Okay? So technically, if we were doing some sort of surgery, that's either two different surgeries, plastic surgeries. There's one which removes something, or there's one that adds something to the body. So, for example, if you're trying to reduce your size of your nose, they remove something from your nose as much as possible. They remove something from your nose to reduce the size of your nose or reduce whatever size, okay? But if they are, as in this case, if the surgeons are doing breast enlargement or penis enlargement, they do it several different ways, okay? Now, I've heard of three different ways where people, uh, how they get body enlargement. So if they want to get a butt enlargement, if they want to get a breast enlargement, or if they want to get a penis enlargement, or anything like that, basically there's going to be three ways that I know of that it's done. So basically they take an insertion under the breast or the penis somewhere, and they add either fat to that area, or they do silicone, or I've even heard with breast enlargement, I even heard of them doing it with a rope or a string or something. So I don't really know how the third one works with the rope, but I've heard one time on a talk show that a lady said that she didn't get breast enlargement with silicone, but she had breast enlargement with done with ropes And I was like, wow, I didn't look into that. That was many, many, many years ago. And still, yeah, I didn't look into that, but that is some way that it's done. And silicone is used often, or a part of your body. Usually the butt is part of the butt is used because you need fat, so the butt is usually the fat part. Or they sometimes use the stomach, depending on if you have a lot of stomach there, and they'll use that for the breast. Um, so ultimately, silicone is, I'm not sure if there's any harm involved while using silicone, but silicone is a vegan ingredient. Okay, it is a vegan ingredient. I'm not entirely sure of the method of how they get the silicone, but it is a vegan ingredient. It's not an animal ingredient, that's for sure. So we understand that surgery is just adding or removing something from the body. Now, that is completely vegan, okay? From my knowledge, it's completely vegan. However, is it ethical and moral to be having plastic surgery? Now, there are two different types of plastic surgeries. There's one for vanity, and there's one construction, or um, I don't know exactly what the second one is called, but it's constructional. Like it's actually uh, a surgery that is absolutely needed. So something, for example, if you had a huge car accident and it left half your face totally um, unoperational, then surgeons would try to recreate that face in order for it to properly function. Or if you are born with some sort of body defect that doesn't benefit you in some way. So let's say, I don't know, let's just say you have some defect with something part of your body and it actually harms you in some way. It doesn't allow you to perform as good as it should. Let's say your foot is, you can't walk or something properly with your foot, or something with your arm, or whatever it may be. Um, if they're able to operate and fix that, then yes, that kind of surgery is most likely necessary. Now, if an operation is absolutely not necessary, like circumcision, which most likely or most often is almost never um, justified and necessary, as well as breast enlargement. Now, there are many people, or even penis enlargement, which people don't even talk about often, or even female mutilation, because there are a lot of women in our society that get the female mutilation where they cut off the labia, the little flaps on the vagina, they cut them off because they want to look like a little girl, basically. From my knowledge of reading, that's what they're intending. Their intent is, and that's usually done in the pornography slash adult entertainment industry. And so people do this just to conform. They think, oh, it looks sexier, to have like that's the whole point is trying to make yourself look younger and younger and younger, like a youngest girl that you possibly can. And that's what's happening in the world today with all the artificial fake foods that we're eating and all the unnecessary surgeries that we're doing, which is a lot of it is for vanity, actually. I mean, we should love who we are, no matter what and how we were born. We should love who we are, unless it really affects our movement or our seeing or something. Like if we're born blind, for example, if we can fix that blindness somehow, then, that would be good. So that's something that probably would be necessary. But something such as breast enlargement or penis enlargement or things like that may not be totally necessary. I mean, yeah, there are some cases I've read of women, of marriages, for example, where the man had a very, um, the girth size of of their penis was very narrow, and when penetrating their woman, the woman would basically not feel the penetration because the penis would be too narrow, to the girth size would be too small. And so in that case, maybe, you know, penis enlargement, the girth size would be beneficial in that case. But it also could be due to the many, many years and decades of eating unhealthy, living in unnatural environments, having negative thoughts. It could be so many other things as well that contribute to this the abnormality of certain parts of our bodies. Okay. And so there are certain times when surgery is necessary, again, as I mentioned, but for the most part, if it's for vanity, if it's like, oh, I don't like the size of my breasts, or I don't like the shape of them, or I don't like, my penis is too small, I need to enlarge it, or whatever it may be. So that is something that is vanity. It's just, we're just conforming because, first of all, we're doing this because we have this vision, and in society, it's a vision of who the perfect person is. You have to be like a perfect celebrity or a perfect model in order to love yourself, in order to be likable or lovable, or in order to get more women, or whatever it might be. Getting a real fast, expensive sports car is going to get you to women, and having all the money is going to get you to women. But no, that's not really how it is. It's about first loving ourselves as much as we possibly can, respecting our body temples, to remember that we're beautiful no matter what, and in this moment, we're so beautiful, and that each and every day we're improving ourselves physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and to realize that we're doing the work every single day to become better human beings and to benefit all life on this earth. Not to kill, not to rape, not to steal, not to torture, and not to pay people to do that. And so the whole idea is, first we need to love ourselves. We need to say that almost all plastic surgery is not necessary, especially the vanity surgery is not necessary. And if we absolutely do need surgery, we could find out if there's an alternative method to fixing that, whatever we have, or if not, then the last resort would be surgery. But of course, to eat as healthy as we possibly can, to consume foods that are non-inflammatory, non-mucousy, and non-acidic, which is basically what a raw vegan diet is, a fruitarianism is. And once we realize all of this, then we start to realize that these things, plastic surgery, tattoos, makeup, everything, what I've mentioned in a few of my other videos, is all about trying to conform to societal's beauty standards, to industry's beauty standards, which we don't need to conform to. I mean, who cares if thousands of people don't like how we look or don't think we're attractive? Because there will always be someone that thinks we are attractive. And that person has to start with you. That person has to start with you. You have to go to the mirror and be able to say every and each day, you're beautiful, you're wonderful. Say all these beautiful, positive affirmations about yourself, but not just in the mind, but eventually feeling that, deeply feeling that within the emotions and our feelings as well. So I hope this helped you. This is about plastic surgery. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Share it around with anyone you think would find it useful. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to my email newsletter. And also, please support my work by getting any one of my books. And if you want to purchase wholesale, do contact me and I can hook you up with a wholesale quantities of my books. So that's really about it, everybody. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you soon.